a level that stretched from my gut to my tippy toes, I understood there was something special about people performing in drag. These queens knew how to find the inner strands of themselves and sew those strands into something fabulous, usually a dress. They were all so bold, so confident, so strong, so special. I was none of those things, and would have settled for just one. That's why I had initially decided to try it, step outside myself, and into drag. But that had turned out to be an enormous mistake. Seth knew this, but still, he said, "Put it on!" "Come on, Seth, I told you, I'm not doing it again, not after—" "Oh, shut up, and let's see how it looks." Seth was already putting it on my head. I pushed his hands away and took control. "Okay, well, if I'm gonna wear it, at least let me put it on properly." I pushed my bangs back into the netting, pulling the sides down around the corners of my head. I also kept one eye on the door, in case drunky McNeed Gasserson stumbled in and thought I was the funniest thing he'd ever set his beer goggles on. "Well, how do I look?" Seth cocked his head to the side and grinned. "I don't think black is your color." I ripped off the wig and threw it at him. "Hey," I said. I was trying. "It's not even a good wig, anyway." "Kidding, I'm kidding," he pleaded. "There's more to the gift. That was just the first part." He handed over his iPhone, which was already opened up to a website. I read the headline aloud. "The John Denton Foundation presents the 6th annual Miss Drag Teen Scholarship Pageant." I looked up. What is this? "It's another opportunity for you to try performing in drag in a situation that isn't some stupid school talent show." I handed him back his phone, shaking my head. "You're insane." "No, listen. It's a full scholarship, paid for by some big nonprofit gay charity in New York. With my help and some really hard work, I think we could make it happen." He passed his phone back to me. I read on. "The pageant is seeking high school seniors in need of late-in-the-year financial support for college. Professional performance experience is in no way required. This is a scholarship not for being the greatest drag queen alive, but for being the greatest you that's hiding inside your heart. Your inner goddess, the you you're afraid to show, the you that drag can help burst through." I passed back his phone and stared at him as if he'd just turned into a parakeet. "Seth, come on, you know what happened last time I tried." He ignored me and kept reading. "The most important thing is that you showcase you. Prepare a talent portion as well as write and read a personal essay on what drag means to you and how you will follow in the footsteps of award-winning playwright and novelist John Denton and his 4 rules to live by, finding one's glamour, talent, heart, and soul." Seth looked up from his phone, his eyes wide and frustratingly beautiful. "Well?" "Well, what?" I asked, ready for this whole thing to be over. "I think you should do it. You're always talking about how you can't find a scholarship that's within reach. I think this could be your perfect ticket out of here." I let myself indulge the fantasy for a moment. Money for college, no more gas station, an excuse to buy more mascara, a life outside the one I was outgrowing faster and faster every day. It was everything I wanted. But then, inevitably, I felt that tug at my gut. The tug that says, "Hey, who do you think you are, gas station boy?" "But I'm not a drag queen," I protested. "I love drag queens, but that doesn't mean I can do it. Just like watching the Florida Marlins all the time won't make you a professional football player." Seth pressed on. "It's baseball, but I see your point, and I also see how wrong your point is. You are totally a drag queen, or at least have major drag queen potential. You were great when you did it in the school talent show. It's not your fault that your audience was made of a collection of inbreds who wouldn't know a good drag queen if she hit them over the head with a platform heel." He had a point there. The audience of my school talent show had grotesquely underappreciated the art of drag the one and only time I'd tried it. The school talent show had always been a mix of everything Clearwater had to offer. From a Florida version of a Norwegian black metal band, to the Peyton sisters' attempt at making their own Cirque du Soleil out of 3 hula hoops and a bucket of Gatorade. I figured a drag performance would fit right in. Ever since the first time I'd put on a wig in the privacy of my own bedroom, I'd felt so free, and it had felt so easy. So I just thought, why not? Unfortunately, on the afternoon of the school talent show, I found out exactly why not. My doing the talent